Hi, my name is Danish, and I'll be presenting our work on behavior use licensing for responsible AI. This work is the result of an interdisciplinary collaboration between authors from different backgrounds and institutions. AI capabilities have been advancing at a rapid rate. Today, we're all too familiar with prompts and suggestions when we reply to emails or text messages. And recent advances in the development of large language models have resulted in improved performance on a variety of NLP tasks. However, such advancements do not come without risks. For instance, it is now well acknowledged that such systems often generate fake or factually incorrect text that is realistic. To illustrate the point, there are even websites that challenge users to take quizzes to guess whether an article is machine generated or authored by a human. And it's not just limited to text. Video, images, speech are now routinely generated by machines that are hard to distinguish. In fact, we've come to a point where AI is being used to detect whether something is the result of an AI system. But then it seems AI systems are also now leaking information about the data, sometimes private data, that it was trained on. This is no surprise that some AI developers and researchers are now also worried about the use of their technologies. For instance, OpenAI initially did not release its GPT-2 model weights to the wider public. This was widely debated by the community as it was viewed as a step back in terms of openness. Others in the community re-implemented the model based on the paper and then released a version of it to the public. And a couple of months later, OpenAI released GPT-2. It's no surprise that there exists tension within the community, one that is trying to balance openness and responsible use, as open ecosystems built on ideas of sharing and collaboration have been key drivers behind the rapid advancements in AI. Open systems not only help advance the field, they also help probe, assess, reproduce, and improve existing AI systems. In fact, to promote openness, sharing of code and resources is encouraged within our academic community, and some conferences even go to the extent of denying best paper awards to papers that do not make resources available. But given the two extremes between releasing everything without controls or holding back open access, is there something that could be done that balances both? What about releasing with usage restrictions? Could this offer up a solution to help balance this tension between openness and closed systems? So let's first understand how AI systems or software in general is licensed today. Software licenses, contracts, and other such legal agreements at the minimum require a licensor, that is a person, business, or organization with exclusive legal rights over the assets, a licensee, a person, business, or organization that has been granted legal permission by the licensor, identification of the subject intellectual property, and restrictions. These could be geographic, temporal, behavioral, ability to sublicense, royalty terms, and other such terms. Now, some legal agreements may require users to explicitly sign or agree to terms before they are granted access, whereas in some licenses, the terms state that the user should only use the licensed technology if they agree to the terms. Two classes of licenses you may be familiar with are the open source licenses approved by the Open Source Initiative and Creative Commons licenses for attribution and sharing. In this paper, we propose that licenses should include additional clauses to ensure that inappropriate use cases of an AI service or solution are specified and avoided. This goes beyond compliance to existing laws, which may vary across different geographies. Companies, organizations, developers could use clauses in licenses as a way of controlling usage and user behavior to prevent unintended, inappropriate, or irresponsible use of their AI services and solutions. This can be done by including clauses that are either permissive or restrictive in nature. Permissive clauses, as the name suggests, grants explicit permissions for certain types of use, whereas restrictive clauses would only prohibit certain applications. Which form is best may depend on the nature of the technology and the degree of openness one wants to have while licensing the technology.